school, relationships, work, family. These are all good things that can be a source of happiness and fulfillment. But sometimes they can also be a source of pain and sadness. Learning disabilities make it hard for you to go with the fast pace of schoolwork. Friends betray you, you lose your job, or a job can be very stressful. Parents and siblings, they can hurt you. Life is hard, and we all have different ways of coping with the hardships and suffering we encounter. While some coping mechanisms are life-giving and helpful, some of us have not been given or have even developed helpful and healthy tools to help us cope with our negative emotions and stressful experiences. Hence, we choose self-destructive and even unhealthy ways of coping. Our goal, therefore, must be to find coping skills that would bring us towards good health and well-being. My name is Bethel Webb, and I am the Soul Care Director here at Graceland Church. Today, I will be discussing about a difficult topic that is rarely talked about: self-harm or self-injury. It has been reported that 17% of teenagers self-harm. That means out of 100 teenagers, 17 have intentionally injured themselves. One common misconception about self-injury is that the self-injurer is suicidal. While self-harm can be a symptom of suicidal ideation, research has shown that self-injury is more often than not a non-suicidal coping mechanism from high-intensity emotional distress. Self-injury is a way to release and express very intense negative emotions like pain, sadness, anger, rejection, shame, loss of control, anxiety, and depression. When a person does not have the skill or opportunity to process these emotions, self-harm or self-injury can be seen as a way to relieve distress. However, self-harm merely alleviates the pain, but it does not cure it. In fact, studies have shown that self-harm produces more negative emotions, such as guilt and shame. What then should you do if you struggle with self-harm or self-injury? Friend, first and foremost, talk to someone. It could be your parents, your teachers, therapist, youth leader, or pastor. Most people who self-harm are afraid to report an episode for fear of punishment or shaming. While there is possibility of punishment and shame, do not be deterred by these because reaching out, you will get the appropriate help that you need. Second, learn how to manage negative emotions and distress. Unfortunately, in some households, expression of negative emotions is discouraged. Developing healthy ways of feeling and expressing negative emotions will alleviate the need for self-harm. This skill is called emotional regulation. For example, walking or running are proven to help process negative emotions and distress. For me personally, when I'm stressed, I lie down and close my eyes for a couple of minutes to help me calm down when I am distressed. Now, this might look different for everybody. Third, identify the reasons behind the need to use self-harm as a coping mechanism. One recovering self-injury said this: "Now that I can identify what makes me want to do it, it makes it easier to do other things and not do it. I can see the warning signs, like when I start to isolate myself, so I can stop the cycle before it starts." So what is it for you? Is it stress? Do you self-harm when you feel rejected and invisible? What are your warning signs? It might be spiraling thoughts or low self-worth. Fourth, identify and unlearn your unhealthy automatic coping mechanisms. emphasis on the automatic, which means you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. If you cannot identify these automatic responses, ask the people around you. They might know. People who self-injure are most prone to keep their emotions to themselves. Plus, they isolate and emotionally and physically. Let people in. I know that it can be scary letting people in to give you feedback, but people who love you would give you the most honest answers and help you grow. Fifth, be aware of your triggers or temptation. For example, school causes me a lot of stress. So once midterms and finals come around, I make sure that I tell everyone around me to look after me, remind me to eat and sleep, to exercise more, and to take a break as needed. During this time, I know that I will have low motivation to fight against my automatic and unhealthy coping mechanisms. Sixth, according to multiple studies, people who are hard on themselves or criticize themselves are often prone to self-injury. This means that people who self-harm internalize and suppress negative emotions as opposed to expressing them in a healthy way. Friend, be kind and gracious to yourself. Developing your self-worth will allow you to value yourself and silence your inner critic. Surround yourself with the truth that you are loved and valued by God and that He has a purpose for your life. Finally, look to something bigger and stronger than you. Like I said earlier, life is hard. We all need love and support from our loved ones. But even with their best efforts, they will fall short. We need to look to God, the God of the universe, who invites us to cast our burdens on Him because He cares. He's willing and able to help you. I hope this was helpful to you. If you are a friend of someone who struggles with self-harm, share this with them. Or better still, help them to make the next step. Get them help. Do not hesitate to reach out to us for help.